Peace, HHDG. You're on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And before we begin, just apologize for the delay that was going on. I had to fix some issues behind the scenes with the recording, or no one would have been seeing this right now. Big shout out to everyone tuning in through our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook group, HHDG, Hip Hop Discussion Group. You can check out our website below, hhdgmedia.com. Latest music, our merch, upcoming events, as well as mixtapes done by HHDG Media Inc.'s own Rock Vader KB. Shout out to the rest of our HHDG Media Inc. company. That's also Skelly Top, Demare, T. Smith, and myself, Wiki. For tonight, we have a talent that's continued to amaze me for over a decade now. Repping West Baltimore. Just, he's gutter with it. He can give you some ill bars, consciousness that it comes along with it, from his own personal being to give us them jewels. Always picking dope production. He's got a catalog that, he's worked with producers from all over the U.S. and overseas. Shout out to Loopholes, Marstini, doing his thing. He has a certain style that I appreciate, with the multi-syllables that he drops so effortlessly, sorry. And when the way he comes with it, you can tell he's a student of the hip hop that a lot of us had grown up on. But instead of just being that type of style, as any student would be, you don't just copy. You make your own style with it. You stick with them fundamentals, but from there, you just flourish with your own. And Ill Conscious from West Baltimore has continuously been doing that. He reps his hometown. He tells you how it is over there, and continues to do, like many of us that are into hip hop, expression, and his style, his talents is deeply rooted in the culture. So without further ado, Ill Conscious, who just dropped a dope new album. Peace.
Peace. Salute, man. How you feel?
Doing good.
Good, brother. Good to be here.
Absolutely. Man, it's been about 13 years since the Underachiever mixtape dropped.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was a mixtape that wasn't even supposed to kind of surface, you know what I'm saying? It was just one of those collection of songs that I had together from previous mixtapes that I kind of just put together. And one of those underground, unreleased joints that kind of became like a jewel that you can find if you really, you dig deep enough. But that's dope. Glad you brought that up.
Yeah, one of my favorites one is Revenge of the Real.
Yeah, that was actually one of my favorite tracks back then in that little era of mine and shit. It was a heavy lyrical song, I say. And it felt like one of those old underground, dusty classics. So yeah, Revenge of the Real is one of those backpack bangers.
Definitely. Now, I was talking about in the intro, the way you drop the multi-syllables, so easily.
Yeah.
Where did how did that come to be? Who were you really listening to that got you to that point?
So early on, I probably say like 2006, 2008. I wasn't really doing that as heavy. I wasn't really doing it as often. So a lot of people started comparing me to certain rappers or whatever. So
Mhm.
I wanted to kind of set myself apart. Like in my later years, I want to say 2014, 2015. That's when the tide kind of changed for me. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to kind of set myself apart and kind of see if I can rock with the double time shit. You know what I'm saying? I made it a staple, a trademark of mine. Early on in my career, you kind of hear the uh the the imperfections that I had with it early on. But I think I kind of polished it and kind of perfected it to a point where I can kind of do it anytime I want. But I was listening to a lot of Jay. I was a huge Jay fan, huge
Mhm.
fan, you know, the usual suspects. Um, Even M in high school, you know what I'm saying? I was heavy on M. So the whole multi-syllables and all of that came from cats like him, Cannabis, those heavy underground cats.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was in all I was a huge avid for poetry, I guess, back in like elementary and middle school and stuff like that. But every rapper says that. But I mean like the complete elements of it. You know what I'm saying? Like alliteration, the whole repetition of sound and all of that. I was big on that. So when it came to writing, I just wanted to appeal to the listener's ear, you know. So that's all.
Gotcha,
Kind
gotcha.
of fuck with your mind a little bit.
Now I've yet to see you perform, but every time I see footage, you seem like a natural on stage.
Yeah, we kill that. Yeah. We
Has
kill
there
that.
been any point where you had jitters early in the
Yeah,
career?
I get jitters all the time, right
Mm.
before stage. I think that's what keeps me sharp. Having that nervous energy, like a lot of rappers or a lot of my friends, they like to smoke, they like to get bent before the show or whatever the case. I can't be like that because I'll completely bomb the show. I'll forget lyrics and stuff like that. I gotta have that nervous energy because it propels me to that higher level. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all about just staying sharp, staying keen to what I do and what I know. You know, but the jitters is a must for me. If I don't have those jitters, then I know the show's not going to go the way I need it to go. So yeah,
Gotcha. Mm.
need those jitters, man. And then, but as soon as I get off stage, I need a big blunt. Maybe a drink or two. You know, get
Gotcha.
get loose.
Mm. The the essence.
Yes, that's the baby.
Tell us about that.
Uh, Highly
When
underrated album. If I should say so myself. Um, it was an album that kind of took maybe like 2 to 3 years to create, only because I was trying to figure out my sound and I was trying to set myself apart from a lot of the previous works that I did, and just trying to set myself apart from my counterparts that I used to work with in the past.
Mhm.
All of that. So I just ventured out, found different artists, different producers on the internet. You know, uh, Started just kind of building with different cats, building relationships to the point where it started to work, started to merge together. And I think the Essence was one of those albums where it kind of solidified me internationally. I got the Chop Hearing vinyl deal with that. Uh, I met Loopholes through that whole situation.
That's right.
Loopholes,
Yeah.
which was a high powered super group that make up a couple, I think, Norwegians and some cats from the UK, I believe, but
Yeah.
mostly
Mostly
Norwegian
Norway.
producers.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So definitely shout out to Marsh Teeny, Type Raw. I'm actually doing a project with Type Raw as well
Ooh,
um
okay.
soon. So be on the lookout for all of this shit. Like I got like 3 LPs in the pipeline right now. Uh so yeah, I think what's next is LPs. Like I don't have any more EPs coming right now. I just want to make
Mm.
a couple classic LPs down the line. Cause everybody wanna grade you on your LPs and shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't really care about the EP. It just comes and goes. Um, but I'm working with Finn, the brother Finn from
Uh-huh.
Toronto. So
Golden era. Gold
yeah,
era.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be some other shit. I'm trying to tell you,
Oh
man.
man.
Trying to tell you. And every project, it's important to me that every project sounds different, has a different sound. And I just want to, just experiment and balance off of doing different things sonically.
So I think you might have been the first person to that I know work with loopholes.
Yeah. hmm Yeah, man, I rocks with loopholes. That import export project, shout out to Martini.
Mm-hmm.
It actually we began working on it. That was actually supposed to be the second project that dropped after the Essence, because it was around that time when I was working on that project, like right after the Essence drop. I met artists like Omnia, Zar around that time frame. I met cats like I started linking up more with Dirt Platoon and Guy Grams, and it became something where I started to really hone the sound that I was trying to put out or whatever, or the trademark ill conscious sound, which you hear today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but for one reason or another, I guess there was like some hindrances with the production or with mixing and mastering the album. So that's why it came out, I think 2021, I believe. And you know, it still hit like it was supposed to. So a lot of purists and b-boys and even international radio stations, they play that joint like it just came out. So, you know, can ask for a better response.
Nothing wrong with that. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. If loopholes is ever tune into this interview, hopefully they do. Give them a big shout out because this is one of my favorite projects that they put out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yo, Lupos, they're like low key like legends. They are legends, you know what I mean? So they got a lot of work, man. They got a lot of work. They work with one of my favorite artists, underground artists, Hex One a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's one of my favorite cats right there. So yeah, Lil Ho's got that work though, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
they definitely
I
do.
just was a part of a compilation project with DJ Parental, Alcanoose, and Type Raw from Loopholes. Um,
A rewind joint.
yeah, that rewind joint. So go absolutely go get there. You go. Go check that joint out as well. We got like a couple joints on there, Belafonte and Grand Scheme. So hell yeah, man. You already on your shit. You already know.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Um, with the essence, you like you said, you established working with international producers. How did that come to be? You just searching for production?
So one of the producers that I started to really build a relationship with in the early stages was NWP. Um, Me and NWP built she's from Denmark, by the way. Shout out to
Yep.
NWP. And collectively, we're known as the Genetics, and we still have a project that's in the workings as well. It's just about getting the right production. I want to make sure that that's a classic, and it's something I don't want to rush and everything. And a lot of people is anticipating that project because we did a lot of work early on, and it's all love, and we want to continue to just build on those blocks. And when we put out the project, it's going to be something masterful. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. It just seemed like a lot of uh, like the international scene gravitated towards my sound early on, or more than I guess the states or the local scene. If I'm being
Mm-hmm.
honest. Um, and we kind of just tapped in for where people was kind of respecting us and was being receptive to the craft, and just continue to build like that, man.
That's dope. Because you open up a big avenue or early on. Working with international producers because now you putting the ear in their country
Mm-hmm.
to a U.S. MC.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
a lot of producers from other places, to be working with an MC from the States, that's a big thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yo, I think it's a fair exchange on both ends. It's always love anyway to gain that fan base because it broadens your audience,
Hmm.
gives you, it gives you time to experience the world as well. So I take advantage of it any way I can, And while I'm out there rocking shows, we also, hit landmarks or hit places where you would never find yourself in if you didn't have this opportunity. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's all love for me. At the end of the day, I love it. I'm enjoying the ride.
Mm. You mentioned Dirt Platoon and Guy Grams recently.
Yeah.
You had that project with them, Paramore.
Mhm. Paramore was a joint um, that we created on the first tour that I was actually a part of, the first international tour. It was called the Paramore Tour. And Dirt Platoon, of course, was their headliners and who we were out there for and everything. And me and Guy Grants was the support. And at the time, I was working with a producer that um, actually mixed and mastered the whole entire prerequisite project. And his name was Mika Do. He's from France as well. And when I went out there, we linked up and everything. And he actually created like the theme of the album. He he actually what was the name of that track? Charles de Gaulle. Charles de Gaulle was the first single and actual video off of that project. And it was produced by Mika Do. He mixed and mastered the entire project. And we was they Dirt Platoon already had connections to the French label Efficients. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, Efficients, they had Fel Sweetenberg and all of them brothers over there. And we even got a couple tracks from them. So yeah, it was dope. It was dope how it worked out. Probably more became a short EP that we actually wrote and recorded while we were in Paris. You know what I mean? So it turned out to be one of those all time dope streamers. And shout out to them. Shout out to Dirt Platoon. Shout out to Guy Grams.
Definitely. Definitely. One thing I wanted to speak on, which I noticed, is your album covers. You like to give a glimpse of the hood, just in its natural form, and sometimes you like to give like scenery.
Yeah, I think it's the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? And just staying balanced. You know what I mean? Just understanding that to vibrate higher does not mean that you're stuck within a social environment. Whatever, you can vibrate high within your social environment. It's all about your diet, what you ingest, what you see, what you speak. You know what I mean? And the positive things that you speak, the positive reinforcements, your affirmations, all of that. So we grew up in the hood or whatever the case may be, but we had love around us. We had we had family members and teachers that would um, even in the midst of turmoil and poverty, they made us feel rich. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the times I want to showcase that you can be from here, but still love nature or love the water, love to what I mean, love to see
Right.
landscapes. So there's
Yep.
nothing wrong with that, y'all. I promise you. These dudes be too hard out here, but I promise you they overseas looking at some scenery. You know what I mean? They over there looking at some mountains and like saying wow and shit. You know what I mean? It's all good.
Yep.
You know, but I just think it's important that we not only glorify our inner city communities and all that, but we also glorify the God-given nature or what the Most High has given us. So it's all love. Why not?
Nah, yep. What's one of the your favorite projects in terms of like you just happen to go listen to it? There's no specific type of meaning to it. It's just for some reason you tend to go to that project.
You speaking on one of my projects?
Yeah.
Uh, I go to I don't know. I kind of scatter amongst them all, to be honest with you. Just to hear myself just to remind myself of the transition and the progress. But I do like to listen to Acres of Diamonds only because it was at a very uh, tumultuous time in my life when I began creating it. Um, and it didn't come out when it was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out in 2020, but ended up being pushed back for so many reasons. So many life experiences happened, pandemic, all this other shit happened. And you know, I think Acres of Diamonds is one of those underrated underground projects that is just slept on right now. So criminally slept on, you know. And so I found myself going back to that because a lot of the experiences that I was, speaking about on the album were true. I was living through it. And, it was one of them emotional albums that I created, you know. But I like Acres of Diamonds. I think the prerequisite is the album that I would let people hear if they were trying to listen to me for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because so many people, I think, enjoy the grit of that album. So it's like, in today's climate in the underground industry, that's all they want to hear is that grit and shit. So I don't care though. I balance it out.
Yeah, you worked with some similar people on there. Loophole was one of them. Then you had another international guy, Kyo Itachi from France as well.
You talking about on the prerequisite?
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, I had Kaio Itachi. Who the hell I had on that? I think what ID Beats.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely had Marshtini on there. DJ Dacel from Chile. Damn. Yeah, I had some cats on there, yo. Yeah, I had some dope cats on. That was a classic project, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say, but yeah, the prerequisite one of my. I mean, I like listening to Sorcery as well. The only thing about Sorcery, I just wish, I just made it longer. That's all. That's how I do with these EPs, though. I'll be like, damn, why didn't I just make it an LP like the Saganui joint? Like I just put that out, and I'm just like, why didn't I just make it 3 more tracks? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Trying to get to the next joint, trying to feed the people, So
So when you say that you wish you did make it longer, are there actual tracks out there that weren't put on those projects, those EPs?
So whenever I record, I have intention of putting it out. So a lot of the tracks that are unreleased, they just haven't been released. You know what I mean? They just haven't been released yet. Or I just haven't recorded them. They start off as ideas and they formulate into something that I want to record, and then I get to a point where I'm like, that ain't it. You know what I mean? So very I'm a crazy perfectionist. So it has to be right. So I pay attention to the comments. I pay attention to, when people give feedback on your albums and all of that, and they be like, that's an 8 out of 10. I'm like, what? 8 out of 10. So, but yeah, it's all a part of the game, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You mentioned earlier the track that you did, Charles DeGraw,
Yeah.
and you worked with Napoleon the Legend on one of his projects, but he dropped an album called Charles DeGraw.
Word. See, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I slept. I don't know. What year was the Charles DeGraw? It's probably before.
Might have been before.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's
I'm gonna have to go look that up.
About to say, because he been out there, he been making moves out there. So I definitely, yeah. Shout out to Napoleon, a legend for real, man. You know what I'm saying? Another ill swordsman. You know what I mean? So you already know. But yeah, I think we from Baltimore, so we getting out to Paris, and we landing in Charles de Gaulle. You know what I'm saying? We naming it that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna name it that. We don't know nothing about Paris. You know what I mean? So we went out there and we that's kind of the vibe we was on. Feel me?
Yeah, it says 2020.
Oh, that's when he dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Paramore was 2018, I believe, or 19. Yeah. Nah, either way, I'm sure that joint is fire. You know what I mean? So, absolutely.
So when did you first meet Napoleon the Legend?
So I believe I only met Napoleon the Legend in the physical probably like once, if I'm not sure. Maybe might have been Brooklyn. Um, but we chopped it up on the internet probably like for a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
I think me, him, and Supreme just recently got on a track together. I think we got a couple joints together. Yeah, I mean it's a shame that we don't have more joints together, but life be lifing over here, So a lot of the times, people want to make it seem like, you know, I write when I can, when I'm able to. I'm a dad of four, so a lot of the times I just be chilling, until I can formulate that next plot, the next plan.
And that joint you're talking about with also with Supreme Cerebral is These Rappers Scared.
Yeah, yeah.
Hope that I'm gonna mess this up, and I hate that.
Yo, it's like,
Versatilis prolificus.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I think I peeped the album too, and I couldn't really announce it as well. But that's because I'm always blazed and shit. So I think I actually listened to that project as well. Dope shit. I mean, all these projects are classic joints. So
Yeah,
he's a boss spitter.
yeah, and it's dope that he embraces not only just other languages that he speaks, but also musicians, artists, singers, producers from those countries.
I really wish I could do that though. Like if I could rhyme with another language, it'd be over. So definitely salute Napoleon, the legend, for that shit, because like that's some wizardry right there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To be a master in different languages is you got one. Yeah.
Yes, so another doorway to open up to so many other avenues.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. But that's why I try at least, I try to build with the international catch as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I'm in that country, you know what I mean? I try to pick up on a few things, you know what I mean? I
Right.
try to throw it in the rhymes or whatever, trying to be on my obscure shit, and that's what it's all about though, keeping your material fresh too, you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
content and the experiences. So, we might not be pronouncing the shit right, but we be saying it because that's how we know how to say it. You know what I mean? So
Sometimes you shock them too,
yeah.
because I watch a lot of international stuff, whether it be anime or TV shows, films from other countries. So after a while, if you watch enough of it, you do actually pick up on certain things.
Yeah.
And then being that I watch it with the subtitles, you kind of get an understanding of what they're saying at the same time in English.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that shit all the time, man. I'm big on just watching foreign movies and like kung fu flicks and shit like that, man. Get the subtitles and all of that. Keep your mind sharp as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. You've been on countless Supreme Cerebral projects.
Yeah, yo, it's my brother from another
Tell
coast.
us, tell us about, linking up with him and, just how that first began.
Yeah, yo, that's my brother from another coast, man. Like, we actually met through, if I believe, recognize Ali.
Ah,
I think we did a track. All three of us did a track together. I think we did a couple tracks together actually, and then me and Supreme started building, and I always stayed in contact and always built with a recognized Ali even to this day. Um, but me and Preem just we was more we had more of a dialogue, and we would speak more and kind of rock with each other's style and shit, and hopped on each other's tracks, on each other's albums, and it began to just create a working relationship that it didn't quit. You know, you'll see a real dude, yo. Salute the Supreme Cerebral.
absolutely. Yeah. I think one of my favorite tracks that the two of y'all did together was Dread Pirate Robbers.
Yeah, that's the joint by Napoleon the Legend on it. Yeah, I was trying to.
I got that over. What was that? That was on House of Loops too, right?
Yeah, and I'm giving him that awkward flow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they call it, that style. But I was like, I can do this shit. Yeah, yo. That shit's crazy. That shit is crazy. Yeah, yo.
Now with the name Ill Conscious and the knowledge that you bring in your music, tell us, how important that is to you to feed that knowledge to the people.
I mean, because in a world of damnation and abomination, you know what I mean? Like, you need somebody that's going to have a voice for the people. You know what I mean? Got to have a voice of the people. Because a lot of people not talking about the real experiences out here, and, it's causing our people to vibrate on a lower level where, we won't be able to pick up on what's really going on. It's going to be too late, and everybody's going to be too wrapped up in what's not really, something that's going to make a difference. But I don't know, man. We need people that's just gonna make people feel good as well. It's gonna just uplift them. It ain't gotta be on no preachy shit. It ain't gotta be on no whatever shit. You know what I mean? Just have some real dope music. That's not talking about, uh, you know, the destruction of your people. Whatever. You know what I mean? And I understand. I'm from Baltimore. Sometimes I say shit in my rhymes too. Whatever. But it's all about having that balance and making sure that you make the important records. You know what I mean? A lot of these cats are not making important records, or they don't want to endorse certain shit because of their image or whatever the case may be. But come on, man. Like, I got babies too. I want to see them live in a world where they can live peacefully and, not be able to worry about the ills of society and all of that shit. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all not gonna tell me I ain't trying, do something better for the children.
Yeah.
So, it is what it. That shit make me mad though. I think about it. But yeah, man. I mean, the whole ill conscious name though, it didn't even like start with no like real deep idea, or it kind of came from me just trying to figure out my name and trying to figure out something that didn't sound too corny and underground to me, but it still sounds really underground to me. But it's like I grown into that name, and people just they know me as that. Um, but the ill, I wanted to be known as like like I'm a thinker. It didn't even start off on the whole conscious rapper type shit. It just started off like I was a thinker because I wasn't even on that wave when I was a teenager or whatever the case may be. But as I grew comfortable and older, I wanted to give him something with an edge, and I think that the name Ill Conscious suits that. You know what I mean? Like the whole edge, but the consciousness, the street element mixed with the poetic element.
Right. Yeah.
It's Ill Conscious. So.
So you were saying that's not how you were back then. So what
Yeah,
kind of what kind of music was really in your headphones back then?
Well, I was like a heavy like punchline rapper, like in the early stages. Like I used to battle and shit a lot. So I was like into Cassidy, Lloyd Banks, all that shit, Jadakiss, cats like that, Dipset, all of that. But I mean, I still was heavy into the lyrical stuff. But when I just started off like that, I just started off doing the punchline stuff. Like every bar was like I'm like this, or I do you like this, or it was that shit. But it started to mature around, I want to say maybe early 20s, something like that. um I started to get more in depth with my roots of the hip hop culture, I should say.
Mm.
Started going back, started listening to different shit, and the sound that I wanted. um I knew that I had to change with what I was doing. You know what I mean? I wanted to appeal to a different type of audience, and I wanted my music to sound a different type of way. And this is the type of music I enjoy now. You know what I mean? And the music that I make is the music that I always wanted to kind of um, be able to reach a level to grasp. You know what I mean? Like, because you don't hear a lot of this shit going on in the on the radio. I mean, you don't hear that at all. You hear it on the underground stations, but a lot of the times, even like Sirius XM won't play like a ill conscious record or something like that. You know what I mean? It's if you do, I'm on it's somebody else's. You know what I mean? Project or shit. They're not gonna. But it is what it is. I have my reasons for certain things, but I want to hear the music that I want to create, that I want my
Mhm.
children to be comfortable with listening to. I mean, I got records where I got to skip to if my daughter's in the car, but I got records too that she can hear. You know what I mean? So good. That balance.
Yeah.
So
What's speaking of children, and like you were just saying, you gotta skip certain things. Later on, when she gets older, what's how what type of feeling you want her to know about the music that you've been putting out?
look, my daughter, she's heavily involved in my music and all that. Like, she's on a couple tracks. When she was young, she's on my joint called "To My Babies" on the Epic of Gilgamesh. She was on there at the beginning saying "I love you, Daddy" and all this. But she was shy then. But now
Mm.
she's trying to get all in the studio. She's trying to like, come on, Dad, let's do it, let's do this or whatever. But she already know that her dad's a dope lyricist, and I think she's really going to be the one to kind of carry on my legacy, if I'm being honest, because I got three sons as well.
Mm.
But my daughter is the one that's kind of like more musically inclined and stuff, I should say. Right now. Um, I don't know, man. She's going to be she's going to be showing off, man. She's like, yeah, my dad was so conscious. You know what my dad is. You know what I mean? So she definitely gonna be like that. I can see it now.
That's it. Mm. I was talking about your stage presence. Um, you feel comfortable up there and everything.
Mhm.
Um, what type of pointers would you give an up and coming MC or artist?
Rehearse, rehearse your material. You know what I mean? In advance until you are comfortable. Rehearsing in uncomfortable spots. Rehearse when there's loud music and shit around it or something like that. You know what I mean? Like during awkward moments where you're not even really thinking about it, so that you can have your material intact. Because once you have everything up here, then you just got to work on uh, how you deliver it. You know what I mean? And you deliver it with much confidence. The more you know it, the more confident you will be in conveying it to the public and all of that. Um, yeah, man, just make sure you got that shit down packed. Stay poised. Stay in the moment. You know what I mean? Understand that these moments, they don't come often. You know what I mean? Like a lot of, even for somebody like me, they don't come often. You know what I mean? You got to work for them. You know, you gotta continue to show and prove no matter what you did. You know what I mean? It's never enough. You know, I can sit up here and spit a million syllables and still be like, okay, so what? You know, and but just stay true to yourself on that stage, man. Like you're gonna have them jitters, but live in the moment. You know. So, mhm. I'm still looking for the right advice for myself too, to stay calm in that moment, because that ain't no whore.
You know, they say where we should, have a mentality of always, improving and evolving no matter what age we are, because there's so much to still learn.
Mhm.
Everything continues to change.
Excellent. Definitely. That's why it's important to just feed your mind on a consistent basis. Read a book. And do
Hmm.
something other than being in that TV, man. 'Cause that's those are actually part of my secrets, man. I just read. Whenever I'm like, damn, I can't think of nothing. I can't write. I said, let me order some books off of Amazon real quick. I get like 5 books at a time or something like that, and I just read them in 2 weeks, and then I'll be like, all right, I'm ready to write. Let's go. I'll put the
Yeah,
book, and before you know it, I got a whole album out. So a lot of the times, you just gotta just feed that mind, man. Get sleep, get some sleep, drink some water. You know what I mean? That's what I need to do right now. I'm just smoking that
yeah,
blunt.
absolutely. Yeah. I have two sons, and I'm blessed that they enjoy reading the same way I did back then. I don't read as much books as I used to, but I still read. And when I'm on the subways in the
Mm,
city, that's like one of my best times to read books.
absolutely,
Um,
man.
so with my oldest son, he's 15 right now. He's now getting into watching hockey.
Yeah,
So for his birthday, I bought him a book called Black Ice, which
yeah, yeah,
is
yeah,
on the black hockey players in
yeah,
Nova
yeah.
Scotia that had the
That's
first
what's up.
organized hockey league, the
Yeah, man.
CHL.
That's dope. That's real dope. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's love right there. Shit, he said, well, who he got on the NHL on the games? I know they in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so yeah, that's what's up though, man.
Speaking of international producers, um, the track "The Boom Bap" with Mecca 83.
Say it again, my bad, G.
I was saying, speaking of international producers, the track "The Boom Bap" with
Mhm.
producer Mecca 83 from Manchester.
Let me think about this
Let me see if I got
one.
that
Boom,
one.
bap. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Um, it's my brother name. Dang, dang, I can't remember, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I know the song, I know the record.
I'm sorry, it's right on the wall from this album right here.
Yeah, yeah. I think I know. Boom, bap. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Man, UK got some spitters, man.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to get out there. To be honest, that's the only like one of the only like countries that I haven't been to that I feel like it's overdue. So I got to get out there.
Which countries have you been to?
So we've been to Chile, Colombia, Switzerland, Germany, France, uh, and I mean I've been to Iceland, but we ain't rock no shows there. So I'm trying to get out of Japan. So yeah, man, I'm just trying to. Oh, I mean, we've been in DR, stuff like that. Um, but as far as rocking shows, I'm trying to get out to Japan this year. Trying to go to Tanzania, Senegal, Um, trying to do it big, man. Yeah,
There you go.
on an international scale.
That's great, man. Yeah, I mean,
See how I can take this.
get those experiences.
Yeah, man. Get them
Yeah.
passport stamps.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And to go to Japan, that would be perfect with the new project
Right.
Savanu with Buddha Monk.
It's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go crazy. Oh man, I can't. There's already mad people hitting me up like, when are you coming here? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna figure it out real soon. Real soon. I mean, I make it a point to kind of. I mean, it makes sense, you know. Like I said, you go to where you're respected and where the material is being received well. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go there. I pay attention to the analytics and all of that stuff. I know who's listening to me. I know who's not listening to me. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. We can all do better with marketing and stuff like that. But it takes marketing dollars and plenty of it. So we do what we can do, and we making a dope run, a dope solid run. Even when they try to uh, you know blacklist us from certain whatever radio events, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we still keep going. A lot of people try to, especially with the whole introduction to, I guess, the algorithm and all of that, right? And shit got weird in 2017, 18, and now I don't get 500 likes on my shit no more, So we just keep striving through that, you know, and kind of just weaving through it. I mean, when it's organic, when it's real anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't, I don't think that people find what they're looking for, what they want. So
Yeah, they'll definitely find it. Yep.
yeah,
And big shout out to the DJs that are out there continuously playing real, real quality hip hop music.
absolutely. We need y'all. We need y'all, and it's imperative that movement just continues.
Yeah. Mm. So tell us more about the new project Avenue.
So yeah, yo. So the new project with Buddha Monk Sakanui, um, it's a 7-track EP. Man, and it's a conceptual project. Sakanui, it translates, the actual word translates to up the hill, but we try to put the theme around one of the first black shoguns of Japan, which is Sakanui no Tamamaru. And we try to tell his story the best way I possibly can. You know what I mean? Did my research, did my, did the knowledge on him and all of that. And I try to make something really cool and dope with the listener, especially the people of Japan, because that's where Buddha Monk is from. And since
Mm-hmm.
we plan on hitting there, it only makes sense to kind of it's for all, it's for everybody, but that niche audience, we want to make sure that we have that Japanese fan base intact, and we just want to keep feeding the people. And like I said, man, I got multiple LPs coming out. We plan on hitting the states and hitting the Midwest real soon. Definitely gonna go back to the West Coast, and we're gonna ride this Sock and Louis joint up until that LP come out. I mean, we got new visuals coming out real soon for it. Uh,
Okay. Dope.
yeah. We put out that "Fuck You Mean" joint as the first single.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just basically, uh, that's just my rebuttal to everybody that try to discredit anything that Ill Conscious has done or continue to do or will do. Um, and that's just me. Just speaking up, because a lot of people, they see me as the type of artist I am. They like, oh yeah, he's not this, he's not that, but they don't know me. So we shots fired.
There you go.
Mhm. But
You
yeah,
mind if we give them a little glimpse of the visuals for Fuck You Mean?
yeah, go ahead, man, give him that.
All right.
Pacific time. What? Yeah, dispelling cursed adversaries for they mind a deplorable tactic. The first is planetary alignment in orbital patterns and origin matters. When the story switch from inglorious bastards in their 40s, all of the traumas poured to the taverns. As warriors, calisthenics, the source of your aneurysm. I check and aborted. You see the forces of magnetism, martyrs for the cause, and this ain't no corporate activism. Ill since you was still on the porch and more fanatic with it. Ammunition bursted the cannon shots and bigger the sacrilegious disestablishment like the churches of Antioch emerging in this lane, but them niggas swerve from the anti-locks around me for their purpose, and then the verses get plagiarized. They up against pillars. What the fuck? We get accustomed to building in cities with children growing up faster than Hutchins and Guilford can fuck with the illest. Catch a slug and get tippy, your face is secret indictments because there's drugs in the literature. What you mean, nigga? Like I ain't had a city buzzing when none of the shit was popping. Was international plug-in. What you mean, nigga? Like I ain't had them niggas changing their verses, calling the studio, hit it back and they bludgeon. What you mean, nigga? Like I wasn't biking off of the illest though when you spin on the jock at my live show. What you mean, nigga? Like I ain't give you the resources. They bad mouth in the garden, they leave when they out.
Bro,
Yeah, man. So new visual coming real soon.
y'all can definitely go check that out on YouTube. I will put that in the comments for y'all. Go check that out. Your logo definitely stands out. So you got to tell us the creative process of that logo.
Yeah, man. Well, it started out as, as what you see, like what some people would interpret it as the all-seeing eye or the eye of Horus or whatever the case. But if you look closely, you also see the I and the C in it. So it's kind of like my initials is kind of engraved within that image. You know what I mean? So I wanted to kind of give you something to look at, and I see weird comments on my YouTube all the time. Like, he's Illuminati and all of that. Like, bro, trust me, I'm not Illuminati. So, I don't know. And then just to play off of that, it's like, and it's just marketing the brand, you know what I mean? Just staying consistent with the brand. So you see that logo everywhere,
Mm-hmm. I know when I first saw it, I was thinking of ancient Kemet.
Absolutely. That's exactly where it came from. You know what I mean? The whole idea and the concept of it. So it's dope to kind of incorporate that and have people think about that, and also when they look hard enough they can see eye and the sea real close.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
Yeah.
Mm.
Shout out to my man's damn, what's his last name? Shout out to my man Michael. I think his last name is White. I can't remember, but shout out to Michael because Michael was actually the one that created that logo about 10 years ago or so, man. And it just kind of stuck. You know what I mean?
Shout out Michael. Man,
Yeah.
that's definitely one of them logos that when you see that, you're gonna think of Ill Conscious.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it as in the same vein as like when you see the W for Wu-Tang, you already know.
Absolutely. Yeah. But we got t-shirts with that logo on it, man. We got hoodies.
And the hoodies, yep.
Yeah, so I think that's the next part, kind of tying all of those pieces together with the logo, the merchandise, and the music, and just kind of branding and building that unstoppable force, till it's undeniable.
Absolutely. And that is available on illconscious.com.
illconscious.com, or you can go to illconsciousgod.bandcamp.com. You'll find that junk. You'll find it. I gotta get some new orders right now. So yeah, just look on the website, see what's available.
Yes, indeed. My apologies. I kept saying the album name wrong. It's Sakanu, which I am hyped that you
Sakanui.
Sakanua, yes,
Yeah.
that you work with Icy Palms to drop it
Yeah.
on cassettes,
Yeah, cassette. So it's
instrumentals.
yeah, man. It's a limited edition, right? But you man, I'm surprised. I mean, if they sold out now, I don't know, man. But I'll have a shipment of my own that I'll put on my site that I'll sign. So there'll be another limited edition of cassette tapes that you guys can get, and vinyls coming, CDs are coming.
There you go.
So yeah, man, we gonna get it out there, man. It's coming, it's coming. It's a slow roast. It's coming, man. Trust. You know what I mean?
Who's a producer that you haven't worked with that you would like to?
Oh shit, man. Um, man, like J.R. Switz,
Mm,
um, cats like him. Uh, we actually was in communications with each other. We chop it up on the gram or whatever, here and there. And he actually sent me a few beats a while ago. I just was in a different zone at the time. You know what I mean? So, um, let me see who else. I'm trying to think of some underground cast that's coming up. You know what I mean? Uh, I'm working with told you I'm about to work with Finn. Uh, I like future wave sound as well.
oh yeah,
Yeah, like future wave.
he's a dope engineer too.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Um, what Saru Gold or whatever the case. I
Ooh,
think I think that's the brother name. Um, Part himself too, yo. No disrespect. Fucking up names and shit.
it's all good.
Um, let me see, man. Some more notable cats, I say like Apollo Brown, Alchemist, shit, of course, DJ Premier. You know, wouldn't be me if I didn't say that. Uh, you know, um, shit, even somebody like Knots, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, yo, like
Definitely. Mm.
these dope cats, Pete Rock, you know.
Man, speaking of Norfolk, Virginia, have you heard the producer JP or JP the producer?
I feel like I've recently seen that somewhere. Um, I don't know him, but I
Yeah,
feel
she's nice. She got some production. Definitely go check out. You might find something from her that you like.
like okay. I definitely check it out. I definitely shout out.
And then as far as MCs, who would you like to work with that you haven't?
Hmm. Elza.
Mm.
Well, I've worked with Elza before. Let me not. We got a couple tracks together, but I wanted him on my album. Like I wanted him on the Acres of Diamonds album. Um, but for one reason or another, I put the album out. But if he was going to be on the album, he would have been on the Luminary track on Acres of Diamonds. So that was something, you know. Who else? Let me see. Uh, man, it's not too far fetched, man, but I would love to do a joint with Black Thought, you know,
Mm.
because my man always be like, yo, there's only two niggas in this world, man, that can make me. It's you and Black Thought. And, I'm the competitive dude, so I'm always like, man, you know. But yeah, I would like to do that though. Join with like Black Thought. So let me see what else. What else we talking about, man? I don't know, man. I just want cats that are upper echelon MCs. I don't really want to work with like too many average cats.
I
Those bar spitters that I could continue to sharpen my sword with. You know what I mean? So.
And one of the up and coming MCs that you got to work with and is on the new Sakanui album, Vegas 7 the Ronin.
Oh yeah, yo,
man.
Cats are scared of Vega, man. It's like, man, look, I gotta get you on here, bro. It doesn't make sense to me, you know what I mean, with his whole persona and everything. And why not? Why not hand the love to somebody that you feel is dope and one of them guys? So I never shy away from, giving brothers, anything I could do to help, or whatever the case. And not to say that he needs it, because brother's doing his own, he's killing the waves right now.
Yeah.
But I just thought, if I'm gonna put somebody on my album, it's gonna be somebody that I highly respect, you know what I mean, as an MC, as a spitter. And that's what I do, man. And shout out to Vega though, man. One of the illest right now. So check him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And another dope MC from your hometown, You'll Never Know.
Yeah. Shout out to You'll Never Know. Yeah, me and You'll Never Know battled before. you like to tell that story and shit. I lost the battle. This was like man, this was early. This was like 2007, 8 maybe. He was You'll Never Know's been rocking for a long time. Like as long as I can remember, I would always see him at shows in Baltimore or whatever, just freestyling, and he was always real animated, had great energy on stage and everything like that. But yeah, we battled in like an event called Speaker Boxing, and he was very experienced at that time. This was me trying to jump in there. I know I can rhyme, but can I deliver that shit? And that's exactly what happened. You know what I mean? It was like I wasn't ready for the moment at that time, but that was then. Shout out to You'll Never Know.
Definitely. You had that dope guest appearance on the Dustin Grime album with Logic Marsalis.
Yeah, yo.
What was that? Bernard artwork.
Yeah. Logic Marsalis is like, he's like one of those obscure beings. Like you don't see him, but he has a dope track record, and he's a dope producer as well as a dope MC. But yeah, I mean, it was one of them things that was overdue for me, and You'll Never Know the work. And we found an opportunity where we got the brother Jamil Honesty, and I think Illian Roswell was on it as well. And it was a dope track. Very dope track.
I gotta say, you are definitely one of the most consistent that I know out there. For like I said, over a decade now. What keeps that drive going? I mean, I know you got the family and everything, and this is your profession, and this is what you're nice at. So
yeah, but I don't know, man. I just have a fiery desire and passion to do this shit for as long as I possibly can. I still like to outdo my last project or outdo my last rhyme or whatever. I still agonize over the right multi-syllables or inner workings, intertwining, weaving in and out of the rhymes and all of that. I still have love for that, and I still respect that. So I think that's what keeps me like feeling like I'm one of the best, because I continue to do it at such a high level for so long. And I think that's something that I should be respected for, something that I should be acknowledged. And at a certain point, when you're in a game for so long, when you do it for so long, and it's like I've been rhyming for 20 years now. I could talk my shit now, yo. You know what I mean? So people get mad when I start, you know what I mean, expressing what y'all already said about me. You know, so it's like, you know, um, I just try to keep it low key, you know, do what I do, let the music do its talking, and that's what it is, man.
There you go. Now, before I got on, I was going through some of my physicals, and I was trying to look for the project you did with Mallow 8, the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yes.
I didn't get the chance to find it, but you did bless him on his album.
Hmm. I think we got that joint. I think I'm on the track with Mickey Fax, and I think it's another MC on there.
That was the one with Vegas 7 on there as
Vega
well.
is on there. Yeah,
Yeah,
Vega is on there. Yeah, Vega
yeah.
killed him, actually. That's the track. Yeah. Vega killed niggas on it. But yeah, that project was dope, yo. I think
Yeah,
it's a new project. So I don't know if I'm on one or two tracks on that album.
yeah. You're on two. You're on the other one with Elzai and
Okay. In Planet Asia,
Ransom. That's right.
Ransom. Oh,
Yep.
gospel. Okay. Yeah, that was a dope track too. Yeah. That shit was crazy. Yeah, Ransom, you know, just does what he does. You know, oh
Speak
shit,
for
hold on,
yourself. Yep.
hold on real quick. My bad. Shit. Cut it off. Yeah, but Ransom, yeah. He killed shit. But I think we held our own on there as well. You know, gave him a taste of ill conscious, you know. And you know, I could have did what they did, but you know, stayed true and it worked. It was dope.
We spoke about uh, doing shows earlier, and you mentioned places in other countries that you know toured and
Mm-hmm.
rocked the mic out there. You just rocked the mic with Cannibal Ox,
Yeah,
Fast Air.
yeah,
I came up on them, old Def Jux and
yeah.
company.
Yeah. That's
Tell me
what's
how
up.
that experience was, man.
Oh, this shit was dope, yo. Shout out to Vast Air, yo. Like he showed love, you know what I mean, as soon as he saw it, bro. So it was mutual and it was love. And that felt good to me. And that was before the show, you know what I mean? To receive that love before the show from the artists that you're opening up for. You know, a lot of the times you don't really get that, you know what I mean? A lot of people, they're not going to acknowledge you. They're not going to, like, you just the opener or whatever the case. But the respect was there, and you know, it's also a testament to the hard work we put in, and you know, just people seeing our movement, seeing the ill conscious brand, and just recognizing your work and everything, and just building a connection off of that, man. You know, Locksmith was there too, yo. Shout out to Locksmith.
Oh, he's another terror on the mic.
Yeah, definitely one of those highly revered MCs, man. Um, But yeah, man, that whole joint. Yeah, I mean, when I got the call from Underground Hip Hop Blog about doing the show and everything, I was all in, man. Like it's Cannibal Ox. Why wouldn't I be
Right,
in
yeah.
LA? Like why wouldn't I do that on 420? Like around 420? Like why wouldn't I? Like so it just made sense, and you know it was a dope show, man.
Keeping it Cali, you work with uh, Dirty Diggs, along with once again
Mm-hmm.
Supreme Cerebral.
Shout out to Dirt Diggs. Yeah, man. I was kind of like on some. Yo, you trying to go to the studio? You trying to write? Like, yeah, when I was in LA, the time prior to the time I just went. Uh, so, you know, we linked up, me, Supreme, Diggs, and we literally sat there while he made the beat, and we was writing while he was making the beat. By the time he
Mm.
was everybody was finished their verses. He was like, we about to go in the latest joint. So, you know, that's how it came out.
Dope, man. They got a whole tight knit crew over there.
Yo.
The whole gold chain and everything. I just recently interviewed Tri-State.
I know I was peeping some of that interview earlier, man.
Okay, respect.
Tri-State. Yeah, we gotta connect on something like yesterday, man. We were supposed to before, but I kind of dropped the ball on it. Ain't gonna lie. But it's all love. It's still all love. Every time we speak to each other, it's all love, man. You know what I mean? So shout out to Tri-State, man. We gotta actually rock a joint. Man.
Yeah, that would be dope, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just dropped a new video today too. Off his Air Max King EP.
Yeah, I'm about to check all of that shit out.
Man. Were there any other elements in hip hop that you dabbled in?
No, I think I can dance, but you know how it is. I can give you my best rendition of a b-boy, but nah, not really, man. I was heavily just into like just rapping or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I had family members and cousins and friends that they all dibble and dabble in the graffiti, and b-boying and all of that, and my uncle actually had plenty of vinyl too, so you know what I'm saying, I think he was into DJing and all of that back in like 70s.
Nice.
So, it was crazy. But yeah, man, that's all I was doing. I was just a writer, superb writer, and graduated to that.
You were promoting what's the producer's name? Hi John recently, because you're on his latest project. And you said you had some other tracks that you worked on with him, yet to come.
While we were on the Acres of Diamonds tour, me and Hi John actually did a project before I came. I mean, not did a project. We did a couple songs together before I came out there. And when I came out to Germany, the last show was in Hamburg, and that's where Hi John was from. And we linked up and everything. And we put out the songs. We shot the video for Amir Divine, which is one of the songs that we got together. And it was a dope video. My man had some crazy high tech equipment. This guy that he was shooting us with, and man, we was climbing on rooftops and shit in Hamburg. It was like we were inside of some building, some apartment building or something, but he wanted to get us to the rooftop. So in the video, you can actually see us on the rooftop, but you guys don't understand the struggle and that it took to actually get to this rooftop. I mean, there was like a little ladder, a little skinny ladder that was probably like, I don't know, 30 feet high or something like that. And man, it was, I don't know, it was a little crazy.
Doing your own stunt work.
Yeah, basically, man, you gotta live or die for this.
That's dope, man.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping in the promotion of the new project, Sakanui.
Yeah.
You just dropped that mixtape, that easy listening mixtape.
Yeah. So the easy listening mixtape is actually by a German DJ. His name's DJ Easy. And he hit me up, asked me to host a mixtape. And they got a lot of different new tracks on there that just recently came out by myself, as well as a few other underground artists on there as well. They got tracks on there that I put out, like Lewis Latimer. Got a couple of the Rewind joints. You got a few of the Sakanui joints on there. Yeah, man, this is another way to connect with the audience out there in Germany, and and ensure that the hip hop is still alive and well over there on their side as well. And introducing them to Baltimore, introducing them to a new artist like Ill Conscious. You know what I mean? So
Man, and I gotta shout out Milk Crate because this be making some dope remixes.
yeah, yo, yeah, yeah, they do that.
If someone was new to your music, what would be the first song or album that you would want them
Uh, so the first album, I think I mentioned it earlier, was probably the prerequisite.
to? Mm-hmm.
Uh, as far as a song, it actually might be a song from that album. Either I don't know, because I kind of like to keep people current with what I'm going on. Because I always feel weird letting people hear old shit first when they. So realistically, I would probably let them hear my new album first, and then I would tell them to go. Well, you should listen to the prerequisite or whatever the case, and then I'll put them onto the song "The Testament," um, and reason being because it basically encompasses who I am in a minute and a half to 2 minutes. You know what I mean? If they wanted to get a brief insight on who I was and my experiences and what I've dealt with up until that point,
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of walk with me there. You know what I mean? You can see the vulnerability. Uh, you can feel the passion, the pain, all through that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Dope, man. Mhm. I appreciate you taking the time speaking with HHDG Media.
Yes, sir.
And if there's anything on your mind you'd like to let the people know, it's on you.
Go cop that new project, Sakanui. Cassettes, streaming on all platforms. You got the Fuck You Mean music video out. Illconscious.com. Man, like we coming to Japan real soon, Tanzania, you know what I mean? Africa, we're going back to Europe, of course. You know what I mean? And we're just trying to stay consistent, trying to continue to feed off of the people so that we can continue to inspire and continue to put out dope music, you know. And yeah, man, it's been an honor, it's been a pleasure, bro.
Appreciate it, man. You know, I say this all the time. It's one thing to listen to the music, but then to actually hear the artist speak more on it, the behind the scenes,
Absolutely.
it,
Yeah.
it opens up to a whole new world. And when you go and listen back to that project that they speak on,
Yeah. And I'm
it's
one of them artists that I don't like to do like interviews, like many interviews or whatever the case. Because I just like to, I don't know. I still believe in like the obscurity of being an artist, and sometimes too much accessibility it waters down the art sometimes. You know what I mean? And you start to like, you don't want to. I don't know. I want people to separate, you know, the man in the music and all of that, and just enjoy the art form for what it is. Um, enjoy this real hip hop, and life be life. And like I said, you know what I mean. So if I can't put a project out within 2 months, you gotta understand that we still men to take care of our responsibilities over
right.
here.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, the music is gonna be there, you know. Um, but we gotta continue to build a legacy the right way, Your family first and everything secondary. You know what I mean?
Respect.
But this music won't come out regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too deeply ingrained in it to not have it come out. But I like to work at my own pace without any pressure. You know what I mean? So
I hear that. Yep. growth and maturity is something that we should hold on to a lot more than what we see. Everything has got to be quick and fast and going here today, going tomorrow. But
Yeah.
that's why, I try to explain to my sons about respecting your elders, pay attention to certain things that they say, because there's going to be that time when you get a little older, you're going to have that little snapping in your head. And
Yeah.
then you're like, and now I get it.
Yeah, I do the same with my children, man. Like, and I'm a fairly young father, so I had children early and everything like that. So, but I've always had like that old type of soul, whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
it never felt too difficult for me. But now they're like getting older, becoming teenagers and stuff like that. So the dynamic is changing a little bit. So you gotta have those talks about respect and respecting your elders, especially, and just leading by example and continuing to instilling, all of that,
Yep.
that good stuff in them. They'll be all right. As long as you in their life, man, they should be all right.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ill conscious, everybody. Go out and support, listen, share the new album with Buddha Monk, Sakanui. And I put the links in the comments for the physicals as well as his Bandcamp and his Instagram. Repping West Baltimore. Salute, man.
Salute. Peace.
On behalf of our HHDG media crew, we're gonna say peace.